How do you take advantage of this law so you can be more productive as a real estate investor? That's what I'm going to talk about today. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Greg. I've done over 500 real estate investing transactions. I got a lot of experience, and everything you're going to learn from me is from the trenches, from the real world, breaking down deals, teaching lessons from those deals, interviewing guests who do a lot of deals. So if you get value from this program today, do me a favor. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, if you can share this on wherever you're listening to it, that would mean a lot to me. Spotify, Apple, etc., Stitcher. Today we're going to talk about Parkinson's Law and how this applies to your real estate business. And I'm going to start off with a story on why I decided to make this topic today. So I'm going on vacation. Well, as of this recording, I'm about to go on vacation, okay? I have a property that I'm supposed to buy, and it's really getting down to the wire to where, like, we either need to close today, tomorrow, or we can't close for 3 weeks. We were missing an item the lender needed in order to issue the loan. And I basically told everybody, I need this document by today, or else we're not closing for 3 weeks. The seller wants to get their money. I want to buy the property. We're trying to get this done according to our timeline. And Parkinson's Law is something I've learned, and I've known about this for a while, but I'm actually going to define the law first, and I'm going to tell you how it applied to this transaction. This isn't an official breakdown. I'll do that separately. And I'm going to tell you how this applies to your real estate business. So first of all, let me pull up the definition from the good old internet. Parkinson's Law is a statistical book that introduces the famous adage, work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So at the risk of sounding like a crusty professor, that just means that something gets done in the time that you're allocated to get done. So if you operate with urgency, you happen to get it done during that urgent window that you need to get it done, right? But if you don't have urgency and you give yourself long timelines, ironically, it takes you really long to do the task. So in this case, in this example, I knew today we needed to figure out if we could get this property closed. And I knew there was a strict deadline at 3 o'clock Pacific, which is 2 o'clock Pacific now. And it looks like we're going to be able to get it done. And I used Parkinson's Law to my advantage. And magically, they got the document, found out a way to get it. Lender issued clear to close. And now we got the notary coming over to sign the document. And that's baseball, as I like to say. So how does this apply to your real estate business? Well, first of all, you need to operate with urgency in your real estate business, and you need to give yourself very tight timelines to get things done on the things that matter most. So let me give you an example. Calling a seller back. If you think it's okay to call a seller back who's reaching out to you to sell their house, probably at a discount, if you think it's okay to call them back within 2 to 3 hours, guess what? You're going to lose deals to other people like me, because we understand in our company that it is very important to call sellers back immediately and get on the phone with them and make them an offer. Because most sellers are going to be calling 7 different companies. They're going to get 7 different offers. And if you call them back quick and be good on the phone, you're going to have a giant advantage. Another thing with Parkinson's Law is getting deals actually to the finish line. If a seller wants to close quickly and they want to close in 2 weeks and they have clear title, guess what? If you give yourself a week and a half to get that file closed, you're probably going to get it closed. But if you're like, oh yeah, well, let's just do this right at the last minute. Let's get the payoff at the last minute. You don't want to do things at the last minute, because in real estate, if you don't follow Parkinson's Law, you will get yourself in a situation where you have a circus at the closing because something didn't happen that could have happened weeks ago. And if you're proactive and you get on top of it, you can use Parkinson's Law to your advantage and you can get ahead on things. Like if you're like, hey, I need to get a payoff from the seller. Well, guess what? Payoffs take like a week. I can get day 1, the payoff ordered, and we are closing in 2 weeks. I'll get the payoff day 7, and I'll have the payoff day 7 because day 14, we want to close. So you always want to operate with urgency. You want to give yourself short windows to get things done, because when you give yourself a short window, according to Parkinson's Law, which is a real thing, you're going to get the thing done on the time that you allocated to give it, right? But if you're like, oh yeah, no, it doesn't matter right now. Let's do that in 3 weeks. We'll follow up with that in a little bit. You're going to get yourself in a situation where you're going to have all these open items and you're going to not know what to do. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to have people screaming at you. You're going to have pissed off people that you're working with, and it's a giant mess. So use Parkinson's Law to your advantage as a real estate investor, because a lot of the times we provide speed to sellers, or we provide speed to buyers, or we provide speed to tenants, whatever the case is. People want to do things quickly. And if you have a good system you're running, you can get those things done quickly when you have tight timelines and tight deadlines, right? It's so important in this business because I love saying this quote. I'll say it again. I don't think I invented this, but I've heard it and I say it all the time. Money loves speed. Money loves speed, right? If you're slow, money's not going to follow you. But if you're quick, urgent, diligent, guess what? You're going to get a lot more deals. I'll give you a great example on this. I'm talking to a wholesaler buddy of mine out here in Washington. He's actually a big flipper, but he used to be a wholesaler. But I saw an Instagram story and he was going to bed at like 8 o'clock at night or something because he gets up early because he's an absolute beast. And he got an email at like 8:15 from a wholesaler who's trying to sell him a deal. And he gets out of bed, runs out, looks at the property, gets the property assigned to him at like 8:45, goes to bed at like 9:15 with a new deal. Money loves speed. That guy knows what he's doing. He understands Parkinson's law is a real thing in real estate. Now he's probably buying a flip that he's going to make $100,000 on because he's a beast. So anyways, that's Parkinson's law. That's baseball. And that's the lesson of the day. Use Parkinson's law to your advantage. Tight timelines get you to the closing table, which gets you a paycheck way faster in this business. And when you get something done, get it done, get it out of the way, get it off your plate so you can keep moving your deals forward. Hopefully you got value from this. If you did, shoot me a like and a subscribe or share the show. And if you're in Washington State or New York, aka the Hudson Valley, or you're in the state of Delaware and you have a house you want to wholesale to me, wholesale with me, or do a JV deal with me, we're looking to do more deals. Even if you got leads you need me to help you with, help you close the sellers, I'm happy to do that as well. Send me what you got, Greg at velocityhousebuyers.com, or send me a DM on Instagram at Grego37. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.